Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
I was very excited to hear that Jesse Ventura was coming here. I actually bought his book before I knew he was going to be here. And I think he's incredible. I think he is probably one of the most remarkable politicians that we have today. He wants to let the American people know the truth.
I've been a fan of Jesse's since I was a kid. I used to watch his, on wrestling. I was a big fan. But, he's. I like his politics. I think he speaks the truth. I think he's important. And I'm a Long Islander, and I think it was important to come out.
I've never really had a plan for my life. I didn't sit down at 20 years old and say, this is what I'm going to do. I just kind of followed what happened in my life. And, I got out of the, graduated from high school. I did 6 years in the United States Navy. I got out of there. I had the GI Bill. I went to 1 year at junior college. And then I more or less got focused to become a professional wrestler, because while I was in college, I enjoyed theater very much. In fact, I actually did Aristophanes the Birds, the Greek comedy in college, for our college play. And I felt that pro wrestling combined two things that I loved very much, theatrics and athleticism, because I was both. And professional wrestling could fulfill that for me. There was a local issue that got me to run for mayor of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, the sixth largest city, and they always like to forget that I was actually a mayor first. And then, of course, I went back to the private sector for 5 years, and then they angered me in Minnesota when they had budget surpluses, and rather than giving the money back to the citizens, they spent it. I was doing talk radio at the time, and I just made the statement, maybe I should run for governor. And lo and behold, a year later, I ran for governor and won. There's no law that says you're not qualified to serve in government, no matter what you do for a living. We're supposed to be a citizen government, and you bring your life experiences to bear, you go serve, and then go back to what you used to do. See, I don't refer to myself as a politician. I call myself a statesman. A politician is someone who makes a career out of it. And today, I do not support the third-party movement. I support the abolishment of all political parties, because my belief is, for any third party to compete, they're going to have to corrupt themselves like the Democrats and the Republicans already are. They've created a system based completely upon the concept of bribery. If you do that in the private sector, you go to jail. But the public sector, it's alive and well. Well, my belief is any third party is going to have to corrupt itself to compete. You've already got a two-headed monster. Why do you need a three-headed one? When I taught at Harvard, and one of my classes one week was how pro wrestling prepares you for politics. And it really does, because number one, in pro wrestling, it's like live theater. You can't do retakes. And when you're in a match, Murphy's Law always applies. Anything that can go wrong will, and you have to be able to adapt to it. So you have to be able to think quickly on your feet. You also have to be able to sell yourself. You have to get out, and you have to be comfortable in front of the camera, in front of the microphone, to sell yourself. It's no different selling yourself, getting someone to buy a ticket to watch you, as it is selling yourself to get them to vote for you. The two go hand in hand. Plus, here's the other big thing about politics and wrestling. In wrestling, you may be nothing like the character that you portray in front of the public and the people. In your private life, you could be completely different. Well, I think that holds true for these politicians. They're probably nothing like they are in real life. I'm for unlimited campaign contributions, but it should fall directly to the candidate with full open disclosure, so that the candidate is responsible for any and all money that candidate receives. The Citizens United has made it to where corporations can run their same ads. They can lie in the ads. They can say anything they want. They don't have to be truthful. And I can't believe that our Supreme Court ruled that a corporation has the same rights as a citizen. Well, if that's the case, then tax corporations the same as you do citizens.